Hello everyone. I'm back with a new episode of Bookathon. Before I start my episode, I would like to thank everyone, all of you for encouraging me to do this podcast. With your support, my podcast has reached 140 plays. This number might seem small, but this is also the first step to. Thank you so much for your love. Do you all know, in the past 2 months, I have been literally stalking an author online. The one I've mentioned in many of my episodes. The one I've mentioned about making an episode only for her books. Yes, did you recollect that conversation I had with Amreen, where we both mentioned our liking for the author's book? This lady is simple and down to earth. She has written excellent books and never turned back and saw what a havoc her books have created. She has written 10 books and all of them are the best masterpiece. You can't stop with one reading. Card Legacy, Perfect Love, Beyond the Past, Rendezvous with Destiny, the best book I felt. Yesterday's A Man to Die For, and many, many such books. All of them can be said as the best. Okay, okay. No more suspense. The name of the author is Suvika. Yes, I could finally get in touch with her and convince her. So today I bring Suvika on this episode. Hi Suvika, welcome to
Hi,
Bookathon.
hi Sudha.
And see, I will not ask you how are you. A special welcome for a special person. So, where have you been, Suvika, all this time?
I am, you could say, a social media shy person. So I tend to
And
I don't have a personal Facebook or personal Insta accounts or nothing. I don't go there.
oh, and
So
here we are all
I
social
had one
media.
Facebook account for my books, which I where I used to go announce and then get out of there as fast as I can. But last couple of years, the books have not been there, so I've ghosted there also.
Okay. And there are very few people like you can be found in this world right now. Everyone is social media. Everyone. No one goes social media now.
I know, I know. Uh, I'm sorry, but that is the way I am.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. So, through this episode, I will show you how much your readers miss you. We have three other guests here. Amreen,
Hi,
Madhu is
Amreen.
yet to join us, and Triveni.
Hi,
And
Amreen.
all
Hi,
of them,
Triveni.
Hi,
so all of them are very eager to talk to you. And what is the best platform than Bookathon?
True that. Yeah, I
So,
heard your podcast, the previous podcast. Very good, very interesting.
thank you so much. And so, hi Amreen, welcome to this episode. This is Amreen's second episode with me.
Huh.
How are you feeling, Amreen?
Everyone. And Sudha, I can come to your episodes like 100 times if you call me. My experience with your podcast thing is so great that every time, whenever you invite me, I am like, yes, this is what I was waiting for. This is something which I was missing. So this is like that for me, and I'm so glad that you invited me for the special episode because Suvika is so special for me, as I have shared it before as well. She is the one who motivated me to become a reader. She is the one because of whom I started reading Indian authors, to be very precise, because before I was only into English authors, but only because of
Uh,
Suvika's writing I started reading Indian authors, and today I have read so many of them. I don't even remember
yeah.
the count, and the like all the credit goes to Suvika,
Oh boy.
and I'm
Okay.
so
Thank you.
honored to be a part of this.
Lovely. And I'm also very honored to hear you say that you're always ready to come on my podcast. Thank you so much, Amreen. Amreen, let's start with your question. You can ask anything. You can ask your question to Suvika now.
No, first of all, I want to understand why she's absent from social media. I know she told me last time as well that she's very shy, but she has a very huge fan following out there who was literally, trying to track her, trying to get hold of her. But I don't know why she's so, not related, like not connected with the social media. And after, like you, Sudha, you told me, that like I got one day her online. I am like
Ah,
24 into 7 every now and then checking, like, Suvika is online. I need to talk to her. Suvika is online. I need to talk to her. But she is hardly available, yeah.
lucky me.
Yeah. So my first question to Suvika will be, like, when you're going to give us the new story, the new book, because we are dying for that.
I'm planning for end of this year or maybe the beginning of the next year, 2023. So depends on how many versions I write for that story.
Okay. Wow.
The
Lovely.
reunion, I wrote about 17 versions, so you so I can't promise you anything.
Ah. Oh, 17 versions. Wow.
Yeah,
An epic.
yeah, I know.
And you finalized one from that 17 versions?
No, no, it's more like I write one, I should say, I write whatever comes to my mind and then I start editing. Each editing goes into one version.
Okay. Cool. So
So the
it must
final
be a
version
lot
is
of hard
usually the
work into it.
polished one, which doesn't have
Quality.
uh,
Okay.
errors.
We have another guest with us, and Triveni. Triveni, I love your name. It's so nice.
It's
Hey,
very
thank you.
unique, yes.
Hello.
First of all, thank you, Sudha, for inviting. This is my very first podcast and an
My,
amazing opportunity to meet authors. Thank you
my
so much.
pleasure, pleasure.
And I just can't believe I'm talking to you. I mean, I we have chatted, long back when I used to be a die-hard
Yes,
fan of yours. Yeah.
yes, I remember those. I think in FB we chatted, no?
Yes,
FB
yes.
messages, yes,
Right,
yeah.
right. And I think I've read almost all your books, Lately, just the reunion I've not yet read. But with you
Okay.
forever, perfect love, and all my all-time favorites, Cart Legacy. I
Uh,
mean, that's one book I've reread. Normally, that's something which I would never do. If I read once, that's it. But that's one I've read, and I think that was the time when the drama "Kuch To Log Kahenge" was going on. I think
yes,
long
yes,
back,
Correct.
yeah.
yes,
And
correct, correct,
I've heard you saying that was the inspiration for you to start writing.
correct.
Yeah. So
Inspiration, I wouldn't call it inspiration, but
okay.
yes, that brought out the writer in me because I was too
uh,
frustrated with the way it was going along.
right, right. But wonderful. I just love the way you write and the flow of your stories. It's magical. You basically weave the story amazingly well.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I have a question for you. How do you select the
Yeah.
titles of your books? They're so unique, very different.
Titles of my books. That I don't
Yeah.
have a process for those. Sometimes when as soon as I decide the plot, I get the title in my mind. Ki, okay, this will work. This could work.
Does it
Sometimes the whole
change?
story is ready, and I'm still looking for the title breaking my head because it's a release and there
Uh,
is no title.
okay. So, I mean, it's not the title first and then the story, it's the other way around.
No, no. There is no way around. I mean, there is no process to it. Sometimes it comes in the middle, sometimes in the beginning, sometimes in the end.
Okay. Have you changed any of the titles? I mean, initially you must have given something else and then you changed it. Has it ever happened like that?
With You Forever was Tumse Hi,
Okay.
Hindi word,
Right,
and
right.
Uh,
Beyond the Past was Teri Aur.
Okay. Nice.
Now we have another guest, Madhu. Okay, and Madhu is an author too. Suvika, for
Yes,
she has
she has
written
sent me the
two.
books. I have downloaded them, and I'm yet to read them.
And just so you know, my name is Madhulika and my pen name is Zira. Okay. So there is no
Yes,
confusion. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I
The
get it.
three favorite books are proper love stories. Okay, Legacy, Perfect Love, Beyond the Past. All of
Uh-huh.
these books are the stories with baggage and therapies. Is there
Uh-huh.
any story behind the idea for these books?
You guys will probably hit me after this, but the fact is, I did not write. Uh, love stories. I wrote the baggage stories. Love came along with it.
Excellently weaved. Oh, you don't know how lovely you have weaved these stories. We were thinking they are love stories, and they're perfect.
Hello.
Exactly.
Yeah, lovely.
So it is
So,
more of,
why?
I would say, the person has a baggage as you call it, and love comes
Mhm.
in to help. Love just happens. It's not that somebody is looking for it. It just happens. It's a part of life. It happens. And
Happens.
and I guess it gives strength for the person to overcome them, or at least bear the baggage, makes it lighter. That's how
Mhm.
I see love as. I don't write
Very
with the intention of making, a true love story kind of a thing. It's more of challenges placed or faced by people.
excellent. All of us have so much to talk. Now, let's see what Triveni, can you want to ask anything else?
Yes, yes, I have a lot of questions, but I wouldn't indulge in all of them. So, my next question to you, Suvika, would be what are you planning currently? Is it something similar to what you've done before, or is it something a different genre? What is it exactly? Can you give us some hints?
I'm penning down now.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's another thriller, love story blended into it. Uh, I actually had this plot for a very, very long time in my head. I
Mm-hmm.
tried writing it some time back and it became a huge mess, so I dropped it.
Okay.
And
mhm.
now I thought maybe I should give it another shot, so I'm trying it again.
Great, great. Just to add to that, how do you? I mean, do you directly start typing the stories, or do you have a rough draft, which is handwritten? How do you go
Array,
about it?
I never write. Writing comes actually towards the end. That's the absolute last thing I do.
Okay, so it's directly you start typing the story, is it?
No, I don't. I never type the story directly at all.
Okay,
I have my friend Divya,
right.
and if I have a plot in my head, I first bounce around with her.
Okay, nice. That's good to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very nice. Cool. So, Amreen also has some similar question. Amreen, what is your question?
Yeah, but the reason behind that question is very important and very special for me, because if
Mm-hmm.
so if like I don't know whether Suvika remember this or not. Long back, I and Suvika had a chat on Facebook where I had shared my story with her, which is quite similar with the Scarred Legacy, the age gap romance, except the baggage part for sure. So, the age
Okay.
gap romance basically. So I want to understand, how exactly she has penned down. What was her journey when she was writing this? Also, the second one, that is Beyond the Past, because that story is so special for me because the plot is so emotional. The whole story, word
Correct.
by word, is still in my mind, and I could recall every sentence of that because that story has touched a very, a crucial this of my heart. So I want to
Correct.
understand what was her journey when she was penning down these two books.
I'm very eager for the answer now.
Yeah, mine too, because this is something very special for me.
Correct. Beyond the past is truly very emotional. Very, very emotional.
See, Scarred Legacy, I had this thought of this small kid. It was the child seeker that drew me to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept wondering how he would turn out to be if he grows up with the same mindset, a small child who has seen his mom die in front of him, his father killing his
Yeah.
mom, and he grows up to be what? So that question was
Correct.
what pulled me into this whole, exploring the genetic aspect and his fears and his thoughts, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, so that brought about Scarred Legacy.
Okay.
And Beyond the Past is the Delhi rape case that brought me to it.
Uh-huh.
I was,
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it shook up everybody. And I was thinking
Correct.
more about the survivor than the person who died, who endured all this and died. The one who is left
Correct.
behind is what is going to go through his own trauma.
Correct.
So that
And
kind of drew me into this beyond the past. How would he move on? Would he move on?
mhm. Yeah, I would like to say something on this beyond the past. The
Hmm.
book is so emotional. Reading that, there were moments where there were tears in my eyes. Did you did you feel any such emotion while you were writing them? It's so heart
I
wrenching in between.
It was not easy to write his emotional outburst. There is one chapter where he narrates the whole thing in one go to Juhi, if
Yes,
you remember. Yes,
Juhi.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that part was not easy to write at all.
Mhm.
It's you
Wow.
can't be unaffected because you have to go through the whole thing to write. You have to put yourself in that character to write that particular scene.
Uh-huh.
You have to
And
see what he has seen. You have to be able to see what he has seen and bring it out.
right.
So how can you not be traumatized? I mean, it is painful to write.
Correct. Correct. Excellent. Hats off to you for writing this book. The book doesn't end like that. No, Amreen, do you remember the ending where Juhi takes them on to plant, plant a
Yes,
sapling with
yes, yes.
the girl's name? That
Hmm.
Yes,
gesture was
exactly.
really moving, touching. It's so touching. That's how they come out of the trauma. They can, leave the past and go move forward. I love
Yes.
that part of your book.
In fact, but after reading that last scene where, all the friends together, they planted a sapling, just to see the tree growing, the plant, the sapling going into a tree, and they can remember the love of their life, to like in the future as well. So I have done similar,
Correct.
like with my own this, when I conceived my baby, I had planted a small, sapling of a rose plant, to understand how the baby is growing inside me and the plant was growing simultaneously outside there. So this idea,
Wow.
it has a very emotional feeling. Hats off to Suvika, to write that thing and to giving me that experience to understand how it feels to see something growing inside you as well as simultaneously growing out in the world in front of your eyes, and you're nourishing both together. Like
Both
I'm
together.
watering the plant,
Yes.
I'm trying to understand how things are taking place, and same times I
Correct.
was feeling the same emotions within me to understand how the things are getting ahead or how it's going to be in the future. So thank you,
Superb.
Suvika, thank you so much for giving me this experience. I just loved it.
Wow, I never realized you guys think so much after reading it.
You just don't know how much we love these books.
No, so that the problem is Suvika is unaware of the fan circle she has. There are people dying to
Correct.
talk to her to to understand how she's
Exactly.
putting exactly
Exactly.
all the things out there, and she's still like, "कि ऐसा हो रहा है."
No, I see.
You know,
I
you know,
never take my
I
readers for granted. Yeah, come on, don't
Oh
say that.
God. No, I just want to share one thing that I mean, this is apart from everything. I thought Suvika is a pen name for some, very famous kind of author because I never saw Suvika on any kind of social media. She was like this
Correct.
mysterious, and I was like, who is this person? She's writing, I mean, smashing. She's writing smashing books, and I'm like, I was like waiting for all of her books whenever they used to. I mean, like, I guess reunion. I waited for reunion also because I used to search her
Correct.
name in Amazon, and I used to see if she's released any new books. And she hadn't. I mean, like, she hasn't for now. So but I have bought all of your books and I've reread it everything. I mean, like, I can't
Thank
express
you.
in the words.
Right. Right. Right.
So this is like a
Mutually
fangirl moment for me that I'm speaking with you.
lovely. Suga, do you want to ask any questions to us?
Do I want to ask? Why do you like these stories? I
Yeah.
mean, see, from a writer's perspective, be it Shadows of the Dark or Yesterday's Tomorrow or even Reunion, they involve a lot
Mhm.
of characters, a lot of interesting characters, I might say. And but still, you guys have this very extremely soft corner for Shrikar, Avinash, and Gaurav.
Yeah, may I answer this?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes, please go
Anybody.
ahead.
Yeah, no, because I thought that yeah, you might ask this question, and I had an answer in my mind even before you asked this question. That these characters, Vinash and Shrikar, they don't even know that they are in need of that kind of light in their life, and but steadily and slowly, when they meet their respective partners, in the end they come to realize that they they were in need of this kind of that affection and that light in their life, which kind of healed them
Hmm.
and freed them from the baggage that they had. And that
Correct.
realization, that story, that is itself a very beautiful journey. And so when you read something that has such a beautiful closure, you get that satisfaction that yes, there
Hmm.
are good
Correct.
things in life, there is
Hmm.
a
Mhm.
light at the end of the tunnel. So you get to experience that, and then you feel a bit positive in your life also, because everyone is going through a little bit of something or anything in their life, and such kind of realizations are that stepping stones for them, that you should never give up, and you should always think positive, and everything's
Correct. Correct.
Hmm. True.
So
Interesting.
that's it. So, anyone else want to tell about your favorite book or
E-
something?
Yeah, I wouldn't just pinpoint one favorite book. I think it is Suvika as a writer who is magical. The way she
Yeah,
brings out
that
the
is
emotions, that itself keeps us hooked to it. We don't want to let go of it till we don't complete the book. And that story,
mhm.
that impression stays with us for a very long time. I think that is more
Wow.
magical in her books. It's not the storyline. Of course, the storyline does matter, but it's how she portrays
Mhm.
it that is more important, I feel. Once you start reading, you just don't want to keep it down.
Correct. Correct.
I
Excellent.
Yeah.
think I think that part you guys relate to because that's how you see the women and men in these times.
Yeah,
Maybe
but then to bring that thing alive is so difficult. I mean, we can actually
difficult.
visualize, when Sandy says Mr. and Mrs. Harora and all that. I mean, you can
Yeah.
actually visualize it. They are meeting in
Hmm.
cafe. Very, very realistic things that you portray, and that is something which really connects the readers, I feel.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Lovely. Very really very true. So, and
Yeah.
Sudha, I wanted to ask you something more. When we are talking about your books,
Hmm.
there's a sudden shift in the genre where you wrote. We felt these first three books were and corrected us saying that they were the books with baggage, right? But
Yeah.
still there is a shift in the genre from these baggage books. You have suddenly shifted to thrillers. So why such a big leap?
Okay, you tell me what is different. You see, you still have some issue going on.
Hmm.
In the previous books, it was emotional baggage, and in the current books, you have crimes. That is the only
Right.
difference. There are still leads. They still meet. They fall in love. They
Yep.
help each other. They form a team and partnership to solve the mystery. They
Correct.
overcome.
But you know what? In the where we felt that in those three books, love story was given equal importance with the baggage and therapy. Whereas in your crimes, the major part was taken towards the thrilling part. I mean, love story was very less. I, a man to die for in that. There wasn't any much written about love story. It was
Yes,
mostly about the thrilling part, right?
correct, correct.
Hmm. So
See,
that's
I
why.
don't see love story is something that there are only a limited number of ways in which a girl can meet a boy and fall in love. There is love marriage, there is arranged marriage, there is a divorced couple getting together, there is a widow get coming back and starting to live again.
Yeah.
There is a bitter person trying to overcome whatever issues he has. So there are only a certain set of parameters that you can explore. After that, you again have to rinse and repeat the same things, right? What more can you
Mm,
do? And I didn't want to rinse and repeat. I wanted to try something new. And crime is something that has always drawn me very strongly. Even the books I read
okay.
are a lot of thrillers and mysteries and stuff
Mhm,
like that.
mhm.
So
Okay.
I thought it's time to blend both, the couple and the crime.
Cool. And you have successfully done that. Superb.
See, if you see Reunion, I mean, Man to Die For might have very less love story, but if you see Reunion, I've
Yeah,
tried to balance both.
correct. You're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it is for me also, it is a learning process. I am not a literature student, so I've learned as I wrote. So each story is going to evolve a little bit more.
And you have topped it. I was expecting a sequel for, reunion.
Maybe you will get, who knows?
Okay.
You
Fingers
are going to
crossed.
meet you are going to meet Wolf again in the next coming book. That much I can tell you.
Ah, okay,
Oh,
okay, okay. Now I can wait.
wow.
Yeah. Uh, Suvika, I'd like to give you another, and I think Triveni has told you this must be because you both have chatted before also. She
Mhm.
also writes stories. Did she tell you
Yes.
this?
Yes.
And, and this question she has already asked, what goes in scripting? What all
Yes,
goes in?
but
Wanted to know that.
what goes in scripting is uh, I can you be more specific? What is it that you want to know?
No, no, I just want to know. See, basically, when a storyline comes up, so how do you go about it? Do you just write, I mean, straight away just start penning your thoughts about it, or just, just think about it and then, at your leisure, start writing? So I just wanted
See,
to know how it happens.
you're talking about the love stories or the thrillers? Both the
Either,
process is
either,
different.
anything that you're writing.
See, if it is love stories, then I pick the theme first.
Right.
Take Rendezvous for Destiny. It is I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to deal with the concept of surrogacy. Now, how to
Right.
go about surrogacy and bring the couple together is
Hmm.
another question.
Right.
So it starts from that small thought and it kind of keeps building.
Right.
So once that plot is ready, then you start thinking about the characters, how he should be, where he should be, and how she should be, how should they meet, all the props
Wonderful.
that go into it, the location and how
Yeah.
they look and everything
Nice.
else.
Great. And to add to that, how do you select the names? I like the names. They're so apt. I mean, when you're reading them, you don't feel that mismatched. They belong to that character. You can actually feel that. How do you select the names? Just randomly or?
No, it's not random. One name pops up. Usually with Scarred Legacy, say Shrikar came first.
Right.
And I wanted Shrikar is Vishnu's name, right? Lord Vishnu is
Right.
one of the names.
Right.
So
Oh,
I go search for Lakshmi's names, and in that I pick one.
Oh, wonderful. That's a very nice way. That's nice.
And if it is
yeah.
rendezvous, then it is Akash. So Akash, what rhymes with Akash is Megha, right? It's the
Oh,
cloud
that's
and the
Cool.
sky.
wonderful.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Wow.
Really
Lovely.
nice.
Wanted
How
that Indianized, I mean, South Indian name with a North Indian surname. I wanted that confusion among the readers. Shrikar is something that usually the South Indians have,
Right.
Yeah.
and Aurora is a North Indian name. So I wanted a blend of those two.
Superb.
That's nice. Very nice.
Beyond the past, came first because he is somebody who can't be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
and he was
Uh,
destroyed. So it's kind of a counter this thing.
wow.
Oh, that's really nice.
And
Excellent.
Juhi is somebody who's bubbly, flowery, a flower, a beautiful flower, cheerful. So
Yes.
somebody who
Wow.
brings back Avinash.
Wow, so that's real thought process behind selecting the names. That's
Yes.
really nice.
Suvika, who is your favorite author?
I don't have a favorite author. I have a lot of favorite books.
Oh, and
The
your
most
favorite
latest I
book?
could say in thrillers, The Silent Patient, there is one book which I absolutely love. The reason I don't have favorite authors is I have no guarantee that I would like the all of their books.
Ah,
Say I read David Young, I liked Stacy series, but only the first three. After that, I felt it
okay.
a little bit boring. So it's like that. I like the Amish Tripathi. I read the whole lot of whatever he has written. And in Ramachandra series, the first three I thoroughly
Okay.
enjoyed,
Good.
especially Ravan. Ravan, I just loved it. But when it came to War of Lanka, it was a letdown for me. I didn't like it. I was like dragging. I thought I will binge read it. I'll sit all through night and finish it. But it was a drag for me. Somehow I couldn't. I forced myself to finish. I like books, different
Mhm.
books. That's about it.
Okay.
Different books. Excellent.
We discussed it before that I only had this in mind that all your books are, kind of surrounding a social issue, or a kind of theme. That is,
Yes,
you told that one is Saru, and in Scarred Legacy you also
it is
showcased,
child abuse,
yeah, and
and
also
there
one issue
is
about postpartum depression. Yeah,
yes, there
because
is
that,
one other PTSD, and Perfect Love
yeah,
has OCD,
yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah,
And Avinash goes through the yeah,
yeah,
PTSD,
PTSD,
exactly.
yes.
And yeah, exactly. And
With You
so,
Forever has illegitimacy.
yeah, there are such issues in your book, and I just wanted to know that were they planned, and you answered that obviously you think of that theme and then you write
Yes,
about it, or you think
yes.
about it. I just had that question, that is it by chance, or you just
No, it's not by
focus on
chance.
that
I
issue?
pick the
Yeah.
plot first. I pick what I want to
Okay.
convey.
Yeah, and I assume a lot of research must be going into it before writing about it, right? Because you have to get into crux of that issue first. You
I
have to
have a
research.
psychiatrist on call, literally, like I
Okay.
keep calling that person,
Okay.
and I have a cop also.
Okay.
So
Wow.
during reunion, the calls with the cop went on and on and on. I had to keep writing the notes. I had to keep recording the calls.
Oh my God. That's wonderful to
So
know that actually this kind of research, I mean, people do this kind of research before writing a book. Good. That's
yes.
why we love your book so
Wow.
much, because they had that touch of authenticity.
I had to look for, prison. How is prison life for Perfect Love? Because that was very difficult to envision. A
I know. I can
normal,
imagine.
a
Yeah.
normal educated guy from a very good family suddenly thrust into this
Hmm.
prison life.
Perfect Love, the
Hmm.
prison, but I can't forget anything in that. I just finished reading it again. With lovely. So, Amreen, do you have anything to say?
Well, I have last two questions. Not exactly question, it is just my curiosity because both the questions are out of the box. The first one is, Dr. Shekhar Arora and Dr. Avinash, these both characters have been favorites for each and every reader out there. So I just wanted to ask
Mm,
Suvika, whether she's planning any bonus chapter on these two characters, especially because see, we have seen their journey, their trauma, their traumatic phase, then the lady love getting into their life, and they are coming out of it brilliantly. But what I want to understand is now, as they are already doing very great in their life. But after like becoming parents, for example, they have a girl child, how they're going to be around them, because see, the child is going to grow up, the things are going to be same around them. So this fear, whenever a person goes through from the trauma, so some way that remains in your heart, that this can happen or this can happen in future. So if she's planning any bonus chapter on these two characters, how their life is going ahead after becoming the parents. And second question is when I can meet her.
Regarding bonus chapter, I think Srikar's has been given in the epilogue. He has two kids now. I mean, in the epilogue, he
Yeah,
had two kids.
Yes,
One
yes,
on the
but
way, and another one is the girl kid.
yes, but I want to understand, like, once the child is grown up,
Okay. You want me to show them old?
not
no, she
exactly,
wants
but
Not exactly old.
Because if the child
I
grows
guess
up, so will Srikar and Sanvi.
no, no. I guess she means to say that how Avinash is, kind of a
yes,
helicopter parent, or Sanvi is
yes,
kind of,
exactly.
yeah. He must be the kind of helicopter dad because he's so worried about his teenage daughter. Like that, I mean, like that you want to say, na, Amreen?
Yes, yes, exactly. Because
Yeah,
see,
exactly.
being a parent of a girl child, especially, you have many, discomfort about, the society when the child is out, maybe going to the college or to the party. There's a different kind of fear in you. So I want to
Yes.
understand how, in these particular situations, how the parents are trying to, get into the life, the teenage life, where they need to understand that, this is also important. They need to let go of their child to enjoy all these things in their life, like
correct.
simultaneously becoming the most caring and most protective parents.
I can bring them in. See, like I am planning on Rayansh coming back in Broken Silence. I can bring them in another story of mine. I can't give a full chapter for them, but I can
Hmm.
show you how they are dealing with the issues.
Chalega,
Hmm.
chalega.
Hmm.
Well,
Anything
that
from you is
It
chalega
can't
for
be a
me.
whole chapter, but it will be parts of it, or I don't know. Like you
Hmm.
can,
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
you read Broken Silence once it releases, if you read it, maybe you will understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Hmm.
goes.
Hmm.
Because
Given your
reunion
task,
ended reunion ended with the same guy, same wolf having his trauma, his still is was just beginning.
yeah.
So going forward, how is he dealing is what you get a peek out of in Broken Silence.
Mm.
So I can show something like that, but full chapter I doubt I can, I doubt I can bring it out anywhere.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Nice. Okay.
So what about my second question, the most important, when can I meet
I
you?
think I already answered that one in our chat.
Yes, but no,
See,
but I
I am
want it
not,
live here so that it can
Arey,
be
yaar, I'm
recorded
not
that you told
trolling
me you
or
will
even
meet
Amish
me.
Tripathi. Yaar. I come down to Mumbai or Hyderabad, I'll let you all know you can meet. It's as simple as that. Or you guys come to Bangalore, I will come and meet.
What about the people who are already in Mumbai?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Yeah, so
I can come and meet. If I
yes,
come to
yes.
Mumbai, I can let
Okay,
you
so we'll make
know.
plans to meet. We will make
Sure,
plans. Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
All right then. Since we all have a passion for reading, and so we can't stop this discussion, this chat now. So I have no doubt that we'll be able to talk for hours and hours. So I guess I'll have to end this discussion here. But before we say our goodbyes, I'd like to first thank Triveni, Amreen, and Madhu for coming, joining me, and making this dream possible for me. And I would, Suvika, and I think everyone else would like to have this. You will not disappear from social media anymore.
Seriously.
I
You,
will try.
So Suvika will sign a pledge
Please
now
don't
saying
try.
that she'll be
yeah,
online. So she'll be
exactly.
available on social media now.
This is like in my DNA, yaar. I can't fight my DNA all that long.
No, no, it's okay. You can hire us as an influencer. We'll continue doing. Then you come in when it is really important. But don't
Definitely, I
disappear.
Yeah.
will. I will.
We
I
can be your
won't. I
social
won't.
media managers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So see you everyone. Thank you so much, Suvika. Thank you so much. You made
It
us
was
all
great
very,
talking to
very
you
Yeah.
all.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
Thank
talking,
you. Thank
Amreen,
you.
Madhu, Sudha.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it was lovely talking with you all.
Same here. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, see you everyone and
Okay.
happy reading.
Yeah, happy reading.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Triveni.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.